Valley in northern Israel is one of the country's most beautiful destinations. A couple of months ago, the Jewish National Fund in Canada decided to raise money for a new visitor center in this unique valley, which would be named after their Prime Minister, Stephen J. Harper.
Jewish National Fund in Canada raised $5.7 million in order to build this state-of-the-art center in the name of the Prime Minister, Stephen Harper. We're deeply invested in enhancing and enriching the land to help and improve the lives of Israelis. And this is a center that currently hosts about 500,000 visitors a year. We hope to grow that to 1 million people. It's an amazing place. It's going to enhance the economy here, and it's going to enrich the lives of tourists and regular Israelis.
Prime Minister Harper is the best supporter anywhere in the world on behalf of the State of Israel. And when we approached him 2 years ago, we asked him if we could be so kind as to accept the honor from JNF Canada and KKL. And when he accepted, we chose this project.
The Right Honourable Stephen Harper, the Prime Minister of Canada, and Mrs. Maureen Harper.
Harper accepted the invitation, attended JNF-KKL's gala dinner, and shortly after made his way to the Holy Land for his first official visit in Israel this past week.
We are going today to close a circle, a step that has begun. We are very, very privileged and honored that we can put the cornerstone in behalf of Mr. Stephen Harper, the Prime Minister of Canada.
Visiting along with his wife, Lorraine, Harper met with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and President Shimon Peres to discuss bilateral relations and joint efforts between the two countries. He also gave a powerful speech in Israel's parliament, the Knesset.
The Prime Minister takes a principled stand. He said in the Knesset he won't play a game of moral relativism. He stands by what's right, and by his calculation, what Israel stands for, democracy, rule of law, individual freedoms, pluralism, are the things that are right. And it's in Canada's best interest to be connected and an ally and a strong friend of Israel. And his closing comments in the Knesset were, through fire and water, we will stand with Israel. And I admire him for that.
It appears Canada's relations with Israel have shifted over the last decade.
For several decades, Canada tried to be what's called an honest broker in the Middle East. It tried not to take a stand on any issue in order for it to be viewed as a neutral partner in the process. But over the last decade and a half almost, Canada's taken a shift in their positions, not just in what they say, but also in the way they voted the UN. I think what you see this week is the pinnacle of a decade of a deep relationship between Canada and Israel.
Meanwhile, here in the Hula Valley in northern Israel, a ceremony was held in honor of the Canadian Prime Minister and his ongoing support for Israel.
Gentlemen, I just want to say, first of all, how honored I am to be here for the inauguration.
It's a lot of encouragement that we have such a support, such a vehement support from Prime Minister Harper. He became a real friend, one of Israel's best friends in the world, and he's doing so not just because of interests, but also because of a moral decision to support this tiny Jewish democracy in this very difficult, unstable, and sometimes hostile region, and it is highly appreciated.
There's nothing wrong with making pro-Israel speeches if he's stating facts which happen to be true and not distorting them, as many countries and leaders of the world do. I think it just shows that he sticks to what he believes.
I am even prouder of being Canadian than usual because our Prime Minister, our leader, people in our country are not afraid to talk about, to say what's right, and to tell the world that this is the place to support. This is the place that's going to bring the, innovation, science, and freedom to everyone in the region.
About 500 million birds migrate from Africa and stop for rest in Israel's Hula Valley. It's a unique destination for birdwatchers and animal lovers. And so the laying of the cornerstone for the Stephen J. Harper Bird Sanctuary and Educational Center will inevitably always tie this special location to Canada and its pro-Israeli prime minister.
I know you'll be back, and I know that I will be back in a couple of years' time to see it when it is all officially open and underway. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Sivan Raviv, JN1, Northern Israel.
Thank you.